There's a place that I long for, where'er I may roam. It may not be grand, but to me it is home. It's a wee market town, sae fair and sae free, and it sits on the Wansbeck, halfway to the sea. Oh, I long for my home on the Wanney, where there's always a welcome waiting for me, where the folks are so kind and the bairns are so bonny. It's that town on the Wansbeck, halfway to the sea.
John, you're not actually a trader in Newgate Street at the moment, but you have a long family association with that street and business there, don't you?
Yes, my father moved into Morpeth, went into partnership with Arthur Bowman, TV shop at the 70 Newgate Street at the top end, which is now Morpeth Motor Parts. I think it was probably the early 50s, 53, 54, and we had the shop. We took over the Morpeth shop, and we lived above it. There was a massive flat above there, two-storey flat.
So how many of you were living above the shop?
It was my mother and father and myself and my sister, older sister.
And what was it like living above a working business in Newgate Street?
Very interesting, with seeing all the customers coming in and out, and the staff members. They used sort of our house as their canteen, if you like. They come upstairs and for the cups of teas and sandwiches, but it was really great. It was something completely different.
And you must have seen Newgate Street change an enormous amount. What's that change been like?
Not always for the best. As when I was sort of a youngster, Newgate Street was busy all the way to the top, to really the black and grey, where Conifrees is, there used to be the co-op, which was always very busy. And over the years you found that it got further and further down the street where the public would stop, or the crowds would stop. And it's virtually sort of T&G Allen's now, where they seem to stop coming up the street as much. But at one time it was a very, very busy thoroughfare.
Tell us about one or two of the colourful businesses and characters who've disappeared.
Well, we had next to us we had George Ayres, was the jewellers, which was he's a wonderful guy. On the corner was Maze, the fruiter, and she was a frightening woman. She was about 4 foot tall, I think, and but you wouldn't get the wrong side of her. You had, of course, the wonderful Alfie State, who was just across the road. Les English, the furniture. So there's some real characters in the town. A lot of them, like my father, sort of founder members of the Chamber of Trade, and these guys sort of built all the Christmas lights and used to put those up. And there was a real spirit in the town, especially Newgate Street, because it was mainly all independent traders. And
of course you wouldn't be the only family that was living over the shop then?
No, Kent State was brought up straight across the road. Prescott's, which just further up the street, had the Red House Dairy, so they were sort of living above the dairy. So there was quite a few of us, and it was a fantastic playground, because the back rigs area was completely different to what it was. You had Swinney's Engineering, you had the Red House Dairy, you had the blacksmiths, and a lot of it was derelict, so it was a great playground for us youngsters.
And when you look at Newgate Street now, what do you think of it today?
It's a bit sad. There's some fantastic independent traders on the street. It's just I wish people would come further up the street and not think that sort of T&G Allen's was the end of the street. Because as I say, the top end, there's some wonderful independent traders. It's what makes Morpeth as what it is.
That wee market town in each dream I see, Morpeth's its name, but it's heaven to me. With the break of the dawn there I hope I shall be, in that town on the Wansbeck, halfway to the sea.